Right there? I'm a little taller than Brooks, so slightly.
Good morning. Welcome back to the 43rd Ryder Cup here at Whistling Straits. We were with our good friend Tony Finau. Tony, welcome to your second career Ryder Cup. You played here in 15, had a good finish, T10. That was played in August. Temps were probably in the low 80s and such, and here we are, crisp, almost fall-like conditions, a little more of a breeze. How different are those two golf courses if you can, take yourself back and also be here this week?
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to 2015. I remember the golf course just as a whole. I remember the holes, kind of what they looked like, the shape of them. I don't really remember how it played in 2015. I don't know if that's my memory. I'm getting old, or so I kind of had almost a blank canvas. I felt like when we had our practice last week coming out, it was nice to be out here again and see. There's quite a few blind shots on this golf course, so I think just seeing the lines and being confident over where you're aiming on some of those holes are very important. It's still kind of the same season, I would say, just in that we played it in August in 15. We're in late September now, so still pretty close to the same season. So I don't remember it playing crazy different. I know it's a lot cooler. I don't remember wearing a jacket when we played in 15, but yeah, I would. My memory wasn't great of 15, just kind of remembering how the golf course played. But it's nice to come back to a place that I have played, have good memories from. I played really nicely in 15 for at least 3 rounds, and it's just fun to be back to a golf course that I've played before and have great memories at.
All right, let's hit the ground here for some questions. We'll start front right 2.
Is this a more tiring week than other tournament weeks, just because, you just have to be more on the whole time with, teammates or dinners or different obligations?
I would say in a sense, yes, because you do have to be on quite often. But man, it's where you want to be though. It's kind of a mix of both. Like I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. That's for sure. I wouldn't want to be at home in the situation I was in. Maybe watching. So it's worth what the week brings, and that's a lot of team dinners. Going out in groups, a lot of things that we're not as accustomed to on a normal week. But when you're only dealing with it for 1 week and it's the Ryder Cup, we're all up for it, and we're all up for the challenge, and it ends up being a great time. I get to know a lot of these guys better than I know them just on a normal PGA Tour week or playing major championships, whatever it is. So just getting to know the guys, our wives getting to know each other better, makes for good feelings all around, and whatever tiredness we're feeling throughout the week, I think gets trumped just by being here and participating in the Ryder Cup.
All right, straight across Rex 4.
Tony, this would be, a 4-ball related question if you end up in one of those formats. Is there a specific hole out here or combination of holes where you can take advantage of your length, maybe that you wouldn't do normally?
Yeah, well, I think there's a handful of holes. It just depends on the wind. Like if it's coming off the coast, a lot of the holes are going to be playing into the wind early. So those are the holes that I think, someone like me can take advantage of. If it's a trade wind, which is coming out of the south, which I think it's going to be this weekend, then you're going to have to take advantage of the holes kind of along the water. Starting from 6 all the way down to 13. Most of those holes go the same direction. So I would say those are the holes that you got to take advantage of because you're going to be playing those into the wind. So it's mostly wind dependent. I feel like when it comes to length, my length I think is a good asset to have on this golf course, and I think the length of our team, just in general, is a great thing on this golf course.
Front left, Jeff.
Tony, Patrick Harrington was in the other day, and he traces a lot of Europe's success to the fact that they grow up trying to play on teams and playing different sports. You come from a background like that, playing different teams. How does it translate for you this week into being successful?
Yeah, I think camaraderie is a big thing in team sports. kind of having that oneness, I think, is a big thing. A lot of the mojo of a team atmosphere, I think, is a big deal when you're playing team sports. They seem to have that for some reason, and maybe that's, to Podrick's point, kind of them, I know football is a big sport there. A lot of them, played football growing up, and a lot of team sports. But the way I look at our team is a lot of our guys have as well, and we have a great, young, hungry team. I think a lot of us played team sports growing up, myself included, but there's definitely that oneness that comes from being involved in team sports at some point in your life. And again, I think most of us have that type of experience from playing some team sports, maybe more so than what most of you guys would think.
Number 20, Mark.
Hey, Tony. You speak to what Straits has meant to this team and what kind of a captain he is, and have a follow on that.
Yeah, Straits has meant everything to our team as our captain. He's such a great leader, and I say that I think mostly just through his example. He's got this chill confidence to him, and I think when I say that, most of you know what I'm talking about. He doesn't talk a lot. And, in our team meetings, he hasn't too much, but you can tell the energy he has for the Ryder Cup, the passion he has for it, just by the way he goes about his business, and he's got this quiet confidence, and I think that's something that we've all learned from, and myself included, as a player, to play under someone with that type of confidence and just the passion that he has for the Ryder Cup. You feel it. This is a big one, I feel like, for our squad, this Ryder Cup. It's a big one for our team. It's a big one for Straits. This is a place that he loves. Wisconsin, Whistling Straits, this is his home. So we've got a task in front of us where we have an opportunity to do something really special for our team, for our country, but especially for Straits. I think we have that in the back of our minds, and we want to win this one, not only for everything involved, but especially for our captain.
Now, I don't think there are statistics for this, but I'm quite certain I think he's cried after every time he's won. He's obviously, as you can know, is a crier. I mean,
yeah.
As knowing how emotional he is, how much would you like to see him bawling his eyes out on Sunday? And is there just you kind of addressed it a little bit there, but just how much you guys want to win for him? Because
it would mean the world for all of us. I'm sure I speak for all my teammates. For us to win for Straits, we wouldn't mind seeing all that emotion and sensitivity that he brings to the table on Sunday evening. So it'll be a cool thing. We've got a tall task in front of us. We know that. We've got a great European team that we're up against. But I've got a great group of 11 guys that I'm going to go to battle with these next few days. And we've had some great practice sessions, gotten to know each other really well. Got a great group of young guys. As one of the older guys, it's crazy for me to say, in 2018, when I was on that team, I was one of the younger guys. And now, just a short 3 years later, I'm the third oldest on the team. I think it tells you where American golf is headed. We've got so much great young talent, and we've got a handful of that young talent on our team already this year. So really exciting that that's the case. And, our goal is not only to change the mold this year, but the history of the Ryder Cup for us, I think, means a lot to us young guys and to our younger guys. And hopefully we change the mold here moving forward, not only this Ryder Cup, but in many Ryder Cups to come.
7 on your right, Tony.
So, Tony, a lot's been made of the crowd this week, predominantly going to be an American crowd, very, if any, Europeans. I mean, does that work as a positive for you? And from a European perspective, can it be a negative having, pretty much the whole crowd against you would that alter their mindset, you think?
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. I definitely love, having the opportunity to play in front of our home crowd. That's something that I personally haven't had. Both of the cups I've been a part of, international teams, Ryder Cup in Paris and the President's Cup, which was in Melbourne, Australia. So I personally haven't had the opportunity to play in front of our crowd. So that's something that I'm really excited about. I felt the love already this week in the practice rounds, but to get out there in competition, I know it's going to be a whole different type of energy from our fans, and that's something that I really look forward to. I think that's going to play into our favor as Americans, just to have that energy. And momentum is a big thing in sports. That's something I know about team sports for sure. Momentum is a big thing. And so the team that has the momentum, I think, early is going to fare well, and I think it's always an advantage to play at home. So I think hopefully that plays well into our hands. If we're behind early, I think it still plays into our advantage because our crowd can kind of cheer louder or whatever the case is for us as we play.
All right, Doug, 24.
Tony, you said something interesting, I thought, about this is a big one for us. And you mentioned Strick, and then you mentioned seemed like about 15 other things in the course of a 5-minute monologue there. Well done. What stands out? Why is this, outside of Strick in Wisconsin where we are, why is this so big? Or what makes it big in your mind? And kind of as a reversal of that question, what would happen if you guys lost? And why would that be so crushing?
Well, the change of culture. You know, we've got a whole new team. We have a team with no scar tissue. There's only a handful of us that has even played in a Ryder Cup, and a few of those we have winning records. So we actually don't have guys on our team that have lost a lot in Ryder Cups. So what I mean by this is a big one is we've got a whole new team. We've got a whole different group of young guys that are hungry. You know, you guys see 6 rookies. Man, in this team room, I don't see any rookies. I see 6, you know, I see 12 guys that are confident, and none of us are wide-eyed, and we want to win. You know, I think that's at the end of the day. That's what I see when I'm in that locker room. I see guys beaming with confidence and really hungry to win, and that's refreshing. And I'm not saying that I didn't see that in Paris, you know, but there's a certain feel, I feel like. And that's the only reason I say that this is a big one is because I think the culture of American golf is changing in that you guys have seen we're so much younger. This is the youngest team I think we've ever had by a long shot. And so I think that the culture of what we want to bring, again, not only at this Ryder Cup, but in many Ryder Cups to come, we've had, I think, some publicity about Americans not having the camaraderie maybe that the Europeans have, or not have the interest in playing in the Ryder Cup. That's not the case. You know, I don't think that's the case. They've outplayed us in quite a few Ryder Cups, but that's the mold we want to change moving forward, and that's why I think I say this is a big one. And then for us that have been a part of the teams, the 5 guys I think that are on this team that were in Paris, it's hard to watch another team celebrate in front of you. That's something that I had to do in Paris in 2018. Jordan was there, DJ, JT, and Bryson. So I think there are 5 of the 12 of us. This is a big one because we don't want to experience that again. And to experience that on their home turf, I think that was a tough one. If we were to experience that here on our home turf, where we're watching them celebrate on our home turf, I think that's going to be a hard pill to swallow. So with that being said, there's that extra motivation, I think, or extra drive to change the culture of American golf, and we have that opportunity this week.
Would it be, though, Tony, a huge setback if you have this new culture and this young team and still don't get it done?
You can look at it as a setback. You know, Brooks said it earlier. I was just, you know, standing there watching his last few remarks. There's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. At the end of this week, there's always going to be positives to draw from losing. You know, if that were the case for Americans later this week, that's something that I've dealt with a lot in my career. Overcoming it, you know, adversity. That's something huge. We're going to be able to deal with that if that time comes. But I see a change in culture. I see a change in American teams, and starting with this week, hopefully the culture of us not getting the job done at the Ryder Cup in the last handful changes this week.
Thank you.
Good. Hi, Tony. Just on a similar sort of theme, has the captain used any sort of motivational techniques or anything that you think have worked this week? Are you anticipating anything tonight that to bring the team together?
Yeah, no, he hasn't really done anything like that. You know, I think he's got that quiet confidence to him, Strix has, and I think we're all just excited for the opportunity we have in front of us. It's such a special week on so many different levels. We get to represent our country, so many great people in the game of golf. The PGA of America, I mean, there's so many great things and people that we're representing this week. Just to have that opportunity, I think, is really exciting for all of us. I don't anticipate any motivational speeches or anything like that. I think we're motivated enough as a team, and And come tomorrow morning, we'll be ready to play.
Tony Finau, thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thanks.
Have a great day and a great stay in Wisconsin.
Thanks.